The manager who owned a job. Sarah was, by all accounts, a good manager. She was the first one in, the last one out, and she knew every technical detail of her department's work better than anyone on her team. Which, as she was beginning to realize, was the entire problem. Her days were a blur of firefighting. A client report was stalled because Mark, her data analyst, was waiting for inputs from Jenny. Jenny was overwhelmed because Alex, her brilliant but chaotic marketing lead, had just given her a game-changing idea that upended the project's priorities for the third time this week. So Sarah did what she always did. She rolled up her sleeves and did the work herself. She pulled the data from Mark, rebriefed Jenny, and had a firm but ultimately fruitless conversation with Alex about deadlines. She went home exhausted, feeling less like a manager and more like the highest-paid technician on her team. "If your business depends on you," a quote she'd read somewhere echoed in her mind. "You don't own a business, you have a job." And Sarah's job was becoming unbearable. This was her state of mind when she first logged into the Metamorphosis Catalyst Platform. Her company had enrolled its managers in the program, and Sarah, deeply skeptical but desperate, decided to explore it. The dashboard was clean, showing an Academy Hub, a Crucible, and an AI mentor named Mr. MG. But it was the chat icon in the corner, labeled Bob, your AI coach, that caught her eye. On a whim, she clicked it. "How can I help you work on your department, not just in it?" Bob's text appeared instantly. Sarah sighed and typed out her frustration, focusing on her biggest problem. "I have an employee, Alex. He's brilliant, full of ideas, but he's a hurricane. He never sticks to the plan, and his constant innovations create chaos for everyone else. I feel like all I do is clean up his messes." Bob's reply wasn't a list of management tips. It was a question. "Sarah, what is your department's documented system for innovation?" Sarah stared at the screen. "System for innovation?" She typed back, "We don't have one. Ideas just happen. Alex has most of them." What you're describing is a common archetype, the inventor. The inventor is the entrepreneurial spirit in an employee role, a vital source of creativity. But without a system to channel that energy, it becomes a source of chaos. The problem isn't Alex, the person. The problem is the absence of a system. The words hit Sarah with the force of a revelation. She had been trying to fix Alex. She had never once thought to fix the environment around him. "The Crucible is a place to practice these conversations," Bob suggested. "There's a simulation called Channeling the Inventor. It's designed to help you introduce a system for innovation. Would you like to try it?" Intrigued, Sarah launched the Crucible. An AI agent, playing the role of a classic inventor, appeared on screen. The scenario: introduce a new process for tracking project hours. Sarah started the way she always did with Alex, explaining the need for order and adherence to the plan. The AI pushed back instantly. "But this tracking system is bureaucratic. It stifles creativity. I have a better idea for how we could be measuring impact." Sarah felt her frustration rise. It was exactly like talking to the real Alex. She ended the simulation, her score low. The feedback was blunt. "You tried to manage the person. You didn't manage the system." This was the moment the world shifted. It wasn't about getting Alex to stop having ideas. It was about building a container for them. She went back to Bob. "Okay, I see it. I don't have a system. How do I build one?" "Let's look at your manager dashboard," Bob replied. The app shifted to a new screen. It was a dashboard customized for her, showing her skills and progress. A prominent section was labeled My Franchise Prototype Systems. And at the very top, under Next Recommended Actions, was a new item placed there by Bob. Develop an innovation pipeline. Beside the action item was a toolkit. It contained custom document templates, an idea submission form, a quantification matrix for scoring ideas based on impact and effort, and an orchestration checklist for turning a winning idea into a documented, repeatable process. It was the how. It was the system she didn't have. Sarah spent the next hour working through the templates, customizing them for her team. It felt different from her usual work. She wasn't doing tasks, she was designing a machine that would do the tasks. With a draft of her new innovation pipeline in hand, she re-entered the Crucible. This time the conversation was entirely different. "I've been thinking, you have incredible ideas, and right now we don't have a formal way to capture them. I've designed a new system, a kind of game, that I'd like your help with. It's a process to make sure your best ideas get the attention they deserve." The AI agent, the inventor, leaned in, intrigued. The resistance was gone, replaced by curiosity. Sarah walked him through the submission, quantification, and orchestration process. By the end, the AI was an enthusiastic partner. Her score was nearly perfect. The next day, Sarah sat down with the real Alex. She didn't start with a lecture about missed deadlines. She started the same way she had in the simulation. "Alex, you have incredible ideas, and I have failed to create a system to properly capture them. I want to fix that." As she laid out the innovation pipeline, she saw a change in him. The defensive posture softened. The constant need to interrupt was replaced by focused questions. For the first time, he wasn't just a source of chaos, he was a partner in building the system. That evening, Sarah logged back into the Metamorphosis Catalyst Platform. She looked at her manager dashboard, at the new system she had designed and was beginning to implement. The exhaustion was still there, but it was different. It was the satisfying ache of a builder, not the frantic fatigue of a firefighter. She wasn't just doing a job anymore. She was building an enterprise. And for the first time, she felt like a true manager.